join me in welcoming Nick Terrones, whose talk is titled A Place to Be.
Haku, Maktuka Nick Terrones, Alapa Lapu ni Chumashino. Greetings, everybody. My name is Nick Terrones, and I've greeted you in the Somali dialect of my people, the Chumash, of what is now known as Southern California. I've been an early childhood educator for about a little over 18 years now, and 14 and a half of those working with toddlers, primarily with toddlers. Toddlers are my people. And to quote Dr. Darius Phelps, toddlers are my colleagues. And it's funny because I remember having a conversation with a preschooler one day about these, supposed jobs that adults go to when they leave their children at school. And it blew their mind when I told them that me being with them was actually my job. And I told them, I loved preschool so much when I was your age, I decided to come back as a grown-up. And if you haven't figured it out already, that's me when I was 2.5 years old, just straight up loving preschool. My mom tells me that I was the child who wasn't ready to leave when it was pickup time. I always had something to finish up. And remembering this feeling and the obvious joy that I had and still have for preschool, it led me to post this photo in my teacher cubby in the classrooms that I worked in to remind myself, how would I want to have been engaged with at 2.5 years old? How would I have wanted to be spoken to? What would little Nick want to play? And if he had a chance to influence his early learning environments, what would he consider? I now have a very different role and a different kind of job than working and playing with toddlers. I serve as the Director of Community Relations for the Rainier Valley Early Learning Campus, or the RVELC. Yeah. It's a dream in the making through the College of Education here at the University of Washington. And in this new role that I'm blessed to be in, I have a small part in being able to create an early learning center that will also focus on workforce development in early childhood education. And as this project and opportunity unfolds, I find myself asking this question, and I pose it to you all here tonight. What does it mean to truly invest into children, families, and teachers? Well, we're leaning into that question every day as this work unfolds and as we're discovering new problems and new opportunities as they arise. And what we're finding is that it's more than just about creating a physical space for more childcare and preschool opportunities for children to build their school readiness skills. It's actually about creating a space where a community's strengths and identities are at the center and at the heart of children's lived experiences. And in my role, I strive to ensure that community voice is not just heard, but that it is centered in this process. And there are a lot of perspectives and a lot of voices that will help shape this project. But I lean into the wisdom of the early learning community here in Seattle, and more importantly, I lean into the wisdom and the guidance of community members of the Rainier Valley and the Mount Baker neighborhood. The RVELC, it embodies the adage that it takes a village to raise a child by bringing city and university resources with the strengths, the identities, and the joys of a community. And it will serve as a lighthouse to call people in to witness what is possible when a city government, a large institution, and communities come together, creatively come together, in service of children and families. But I like to modify that adage just a little bit. It takes a village to raise a child, and that village to grow a teacher. And the RVELC will be that village, where not only children and their families are thriving in a joyful learning environment, but where their teachers, future teachers, and teachers from beyond our campus and beyond our city, beyond our state, and hopefully national level, can come and grow professionally through hands-on learning experiences, through mentorship opportunities, and through meaningful training. And here's my personal hope for the RVELC, that it'll be a place to inspire more men of color to enter and stay in the field of early learning. I know that little guy up there would have appreciated seeing that part of his identity reflected in his learning experience. And I'm also hopeful that the RVELC will call back more people to the power and to the joy of early learning, just as I was. Kakinas, thank you.